Josh, so good to see you. Today we're going to talk through whether you are taking on too much risk. We have 4 signs that you might be. Risk isn't just about the numbers, it's about how you feel when market conditions change. So let's talk through 4 signs that you may be taking on more risk than you should. Sign number 1, you check your accounts constantly, but how often is too often?
Yeah, this can be different for different people. It really comes down to how do you feel when you check the markets and
Yeah,
why are you checking your
right.
accounts, right? If you're checking accounts because you're really scared that they went down because you saw something on the news or something like that, that can be bad. Or if you're checking it because you're worried that you didn't make the return that you thought you should have, that can also be bad.
Yeah.
So it comes down to your motives, really, and why you're checking it, and really how it makes you feel when you do check it.
Good point. And then on that note, this brings us to sign number 2, very related. You need to ask yourself, are you losing sleep when the market drops? Because Josh, like you just said, sometimes it is really hard to tune out the headlines.
It is, and it seems to be getting harder because it's everywhere.
So true.
Everywhere, political, emotional, social, everywhere, the headlines. So, and the big thing is you have to really understand the whole purpose of the money. The money is a tool for you to live your life, right? And money, we don't want it to cause you stress. We want it to be a useful tool. So if it's causing you stress, then you should think about managing it a little bit differently, maybe.
Good point. All right, number 3. This one is my favorite. Third sign you may be taking on too much risk. You've made panic-driven decisions before. This is known as emotional investing.
Yeah, it's crazy because if you're basing your investments on what happened today or yesterday, you're already too late. That happened.
Right.
We cannot be reactionary when it comes to managing investments, right? And this comes down to one of my favorite characters, George Costanza. If you guys remember him, it says if every decision you've ever made is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
It's
Right?
true.
So we just don't want to be reactionary. We want to be proactive, and these different things bring on opportunities if you do it well.
Yes.
Like we look at this cycle, this market cycle, and really a crash in the market provides opportunity
Right.
if you're handling it well, and really even a height in the market, a top of a break point provides opportunity if you're handling it well, if you're being proactive, not reactive.
Right. Exactly.
A perfect example of this is earlier in 2025, April, we had a crash where the overall market went down 25% peak to trough. And if you would have sold out then, you would have missed really a very good year.
Right.
Ended up being a pretty good year. So we just don't want to be reactionary.
Right. Good point. We need to make our decisions based on data, not on how we feel at the moment. That brings us to our 4th sign, which is related. You feel pressure to chase those returns. This is known as FOMO.
Yes, you don't want to have that fear of missing out, because if you're thinking it, you've already missed out. So again, we don't want to be reactionary. We want to be proactive. And, if kind of on the opposite end of this, if you feel like the market went up and you didn't get it all, then maybe you're not taking quite enough risk, so long as you're not losing sleep like we talked about before.
Right. This is such an important conversation. And so I think it begs the question, Josh, how can working with a financial advisor help us stay in line with our risk tolerance?
Well, that's a big thing is you have a helper to help you understand your risk tolerance and also help you to understand how to stay within it.
Yeah.
Because being outside your risk tolerance is like wearing the wrong size shoes. It's very uncomfortable. And, risk tolerance, just because somebody and somebody you trust is investing one way, that might not be right for you because you don't feel comfortable doing it. And so it's very important to make sure you're in a comfortable position so that you don't make emotional decisions, because emotional decisions are most of the time wrong.
Right. I like that analogy, Josh. We all wear different size shoes. Our risk tolerance is not going to be the same. So if somebody would like to sit down with you, figure out what their own unique risk tolerance is and create a financial plan around it, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, they can call us here at the office at 260-488-8300 or jump on the website and schedule a meeting at millardfg.com.
Great. Josh, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Erin.